everybody. This reading is for the third week of September 2021. I can't believe it's already the middle of September. Time is going so fast. It's also just been very strange during this whole pandemic and quarantining, and everything just has been sort of flowing into itself in many ways without a lot of defined borders, which is good in some ways and challenging in others. All right, let's look and see what the supporting energies of this week are. Oh wow, this is gorgeous. This is the Star card. I love that this is what is supporting us this week. There's really a sense of a blessing with this card. So for many of you, if you've been having a hard time, if you've been feeling challenged, take a deep breath right now. Just shut your eyes, take a deep breath, and say, it's gonna be okay. All right, this just says, sometimes we can just make a decision that we're not gonna worry, even if it's just for an hour. All right, and the Star card says that even though it may not feel like it, the universe always does have our back. Even when things are challenging, usually that's for, in the end, something better to emerge. I will say, on a slightly more frivolous note, do wish upon a star. Look up in the sky tonight and see if you see a shooting star, and if you do, wish on it, and keep that wish in your mind, and that might help it come into reality. All right, and our challenge for this week is this. What I feel this is saying is that this energy means that many of us are on the threshold of something. That's good. Change is good. But with this, it's sort of a time where we need to really get sort of disconnected from some things that have really emotionally hooked us, all right? That's the challenge this week, to disconnect from something that is feeling unfair, that feels like it makes you angry, and just try and like rise above it, even if you can just do that for a minute or two, so that you can see more clearly the best path to take to extricate yourself from this thing, or to take the power out of it, okay? Whatever that challenge is, if you can disconnect a little bit, then you can sometimes get your power back and actually make a better decision, because the cool thing is on the other side of that is going into some better, newer territory. Let's see about love this week. What is the message for us about love? Well, this is a 6, and it is very much about the balance of give and take in a relationship. Now, this is a positive card, but when it comes to relationship, it's somewhat neutral. It's asking you, if you look at your relationship, particularly I'm thinking for those of you who are in, relationship with another person who's like your, a romantic relationship, let's just say. Sometimes we get into patterns that aren't very fair. Sometimes we're just on autopilot and we're doing something to keep the peace, where actually we need to maybe, do what this card says this week, which is the challenge, which is to disconnect slightly, rise above slightly, and have a good conversation about the balance in our relationship of give and take. It's really important that this is something that is looked at, because if it's not, eventually resentment will start eating away at the relationship. And oftentimes things are happening in a relationship where one person isn't even conscious of the fact that you're feeling like it's something that is unfair. So this bodes well, though, especially when we have the star hanging around, right? That's blessings coming down upon us. Okay, let's get some more info from the cosmic heavens, showing us meaning through the symbology of the cards. Oh my gosh, wow, this is really powerful. So I love this. So where we're starting this week is with this manifestation energy. And I love this manifestation energy because oftentimes there's a little magical edge to it. It's sort of like you're wishing something's going to happen, or you feel like it's going to happen, or you're been working on something that you want to have happen, and then the lucky break comes. So it's just, especially with the star, some of you may really be getting a lucky break this week in terms of something that you've been hoping is going to happen. And this is doubly true with this energy over this. You finally are going to get into territory that feels a lot safer. Even though you're not really home yet, you can see home, but you're not there yet. But, you know, the implication now that we've had two different six cards is that for a lot of you, you're going to be getting into territory this week where you finally feel like you can take a rest after something you've been working on finally starts falling into place. A challenge that you've been trying to resolve, finally you start seeing the light of day at the end of the tunnel. Okay, everybody, the biggest message from wherever this comes from, which is it's cosmic, it's energetic, it's what we all are living in every day that we can't see but is real, all right? And when I do cards, I'm not talking to dead people. I'm not getting advice from people that have passed on or spirits or anything like that. I'm working within the energy that we all are living in, and I also believe the natural world and the planets affects that. So just to make that clear, one of the big messages or pattern themes of this week is go out and have a good time. How can you bring balance? Make sure you're having fun. Life is not supposed to just be a slog, okay? It's supposed to also be lighthearted, joyful, and fun. And even if you have to put some effort into this, I mean, you may be needing to literally look at your calendar and be like, this day is a day that I am going to do something for my soul and connection, not because I have to. This is a really important message this week. Have a good time at least once. And if you can, bring this energy into your day-to-day life as much as possible. I really love this that's coming up. This may very well be going hand in hand with this energy I'm talking about, which is to lighten up and have a good time. And it also might fit into our outcome, which is interestingly the first card in the entire deck, which is about new beginnings, but I'll get there in a minute. What this says is sometimes it's just really important to go out and experience something new. It can be really small, but it can open up a new door of perception. It can make you meet somebody you never would have met. It can have a huge effect on your life, or it can have a small effect on your life. But it's very important that we don't just live in our everyday patterns. And this one is get out and experiment. Experiment in a small way, experiment in a large way. Now this is just for this week, but that's also attached to go have a good time. So I feel like the cards are just saying to a lot of us, like, go do something new and enjoy it. What have you been wanting to try that you haven't? Because who knows what's going to happen. For some of you, it really could bring in something brand new into your life that has a long-lasting effect. This card is the very first card in the deck. It's the beginning of a new journey. Now, this looks like this may help that along, but what I have to say is that this is what this week wraps up with anyway. And I love this energy, and the final message I'm going to bring forth today is, listen, there are no guaranteed outcomes, all right? There's none. There's no guaranteed outcomes. We just have to take calculated risk for happiness. Please, please take a risk for happiness. That's what this is about. Try something you've never tried, even if it's not in your comfort zone. If you like somebody and you've been getting vibed out, be the first one to say something to try and establish that connection. It's so important, and life is just a lot of experiences sort of being put together along the way, and this shows some sort of new chapter, something that wants to come forth. All right, I hope you enjoyed this reading this week, and I will be back next week and to bring you more information that I can somehow glean. Okay, bye.